G4 Sports Talk. I'm your host, George Johnston, and welcome to my Nickelodeon basement studio. Now, whenever I go on television, I always do my research. But many of you may be thinking, how does George get all of this good information? Well, I get good sources, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. So let's get into it. And also, by the way, if I missed any of your favorite resources to use, tell me in the comments down below. First of all, CBS Sports, my go-to website. When I look at their articles are packed. I mean, I just want to read all of these, and still, I want to read even more. And as you can see on the home page, you can see they have all of these different sections. And obviously, I always go to NFL. But here's the thing, you may think that this is a lot, but when you go to the three dots, that is what I call a website. And obviously there's all these interesting articles that I just want to read right now, but I don't have enough time. So this is just my go-to website, and I think it should be yours too, but if it isn't, that's fine. Next up, NBC Sports. Now, their homepage is pretty interesting, kind of the same as CBS Sports. When I look at their articles, they're short, but they have some pretty interesting information in there, and I think they have a very broad amount of sports. They have literally videos about golf, football, international soccer. I mean, they have everything, and this is a really broad website if you want to look at the wide world of sports. Next up, ESPN. Shout out to Adam Schefter. Now, I think about ESPN. When I think about that, I know it comes from the Walt Disney Company. So I say that it brings the fantasy from Disney with the wild world of sports. I just love the articles. So this is really another good website that you should use. Another one, Fox Sports. The articles, they're actually filled with tweets, and honestly, I feel like the tweets that they find are amazing. I just love the tweets they find. I don't know how they find these, but some of them are their own. But the articles as well, they are big, juicy, and they are packed. So this is another good website. Next up, Bleacher Report. Now here's the thing, this has a lot of little experiments that I like to try. For example, the biggest article. One player every team needs to trade, and I look through it, I get my own opinion on things. Is this right or is this wrong? So these have a lot of, Bleacher Report has a lot of articles that you want to think about yourself and see if they are your same opinion. So this is really a what if website. That's what I want to call it, a what if website. All right. Now, another website I want to talk about that helped G4 Sports Talk way back in the beginning is Pro Football Focus. Now, this website gives player grades in the NFL, and I really trust them because I've looked at how they grade the players, and it's just so interesting. And I just think that overall, this is something that should help you on your journey to being a football junkie. Now, another website that I love to use to compare and look at sports legends is sportsreference.com, and it has many different features: baseball, basketball, pro football, hockey, college football, college basketball, and soccer. But I really like to look at all of them, especially pro football and pro basketball. I feel like it's really all about the stats because it lays the stats for each of the players. But here's the thing, if stats isn't enough for you and you want to compare sports legends, then you gotta look at stathead.com. You can compare different sports legends who played in the same sport, and honestly, I really love to use it because I'm like, compare Tom Brady to Joe Montana, compare Kobe to MJ, and it's just a great tool for comparing and looking at sports legends. Next up, Sports Illustrated. Now, I really like the website. I really like how informational the articles are. And I think it's just a 1-2 punch with the Sports Illustrated magazine and the website. And for me, this is the best sports magazine I have ever seen. So, yeah, again, this is a 1-2 punch. Next up, NFL Network. Now, I have not gotten NFL Red Zone yet, as my parents have not gotten the subscription for me. But it is a really informational thing to see, because as you know, NFL Network does host Thursday Night Football along with Fox Sports and Amazon Prime. But when the articles, it's kind of like a subsidiary. I think it's kind of like a subsidiary. NFL Red Zone, NFL Network. I recommend websites that also do host some football games. So that's like CBS Sports, NBC Sports, ESPN, Fox, NFL Network, and Amazon Prime. Not really, because that's not a sports website. But yeah, I just recommend sports websites that do host real life football games. So other than websites, I do also watch some shows about sports. And obviously, we got to start out with my show, NFL Slime Time. So, if you want to see anything about NFL Slime Time, you go to NFLNickPlay.com. And let's just check this out. I really like it. So they have the weekly pick and printable, where you can print these little sheets and you can check out who you think is going to win a game. If the season ends today, these teams will make the playoffs. I talked about that in one of the Georgia footballs. And they have NFL basics, positional breakdowns. This is a really informational website that's all for kids. I love it. And finally, Good Morning Football. My coworker Nate Burleson used to work there. And I mean, when I watch it, I'm like, wow, how do they get all this stuff? But honestly, I feel like this is just a really informational football show for all you football junkies who really want to learn an extra thing or two. So that is all my websites for today. But in a future episode, I will be talking about the books that dig out the history of sports, especially football, and the players behind them. But if you don't want to miss that, you better hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another one of our videos again. I'm G4 Sports Talk, and I'll see you next time.
He talks about research.
Yeah.
It's all about the research.
You have to do your research. Well done.
I'm so happy for him.
I know.